Is it working?
Yep, and I got a recording. Good stuff.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Good to meet you. I know we have. I don't
Good
think we
to meet you, man.
formally met in person, huh?
Yeah, I believe not, right?
Yeah, I mean, most of the people that I have interviewed, most but all of them I have met before or have a little bit of history with them, and I've always been a fan though, so it's awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, awesome to talk to you. Usually I started out with getting the people's story, man. You know, like some people. I'm 38 years old. I've been training since the 90s, so
Oh,
I
that's awesome.
know who you are. You know,
Thank you.
I know about the Berimbolo. I know, stuff like that. I'm friends with a lot of Gracie Barra guys from Barata, Fabio Costa.
Oh yeah, Barat is a great guy. Fabio Costa is a good friend of mine as well. All
Yeah.
my friends.
Where are you from in Brazil?
I'm from Belo Horizonte. It's 2.5 hours away from Rio.
Yeah, so a lot of my friends from Gracie Barra are Brasilia guys.
Who is that?
A lot of my Gracie Barra friends are Brasilia guys.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, now let's just start off. Your childhood or whenever you started, how you started, what got you into jiu-jitsu, and kind of your journey.
Yeah, so like one thing you're in close in age and kind of same era, So I started off, martial arts when I was 7 years old, watching Bruce Lee, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and got inspired by Bruce Lee for sure. A lot of them, a lot of my career as a martial artist, and because I watch a lot of his movies. So then after that, I did taekwondo. I did taekwondo at the time, and then I started doing a lot of tournaments as a kid. And then after, competing a lot, and I just stopped doing martial arts for a little bit, took a break. Because in Brazil, Brazil is a little bit different. You used to get, being a smaller guy is always tough, especially in middle school and so forth. And I get picked on a lot, so I had to learn how to defend myself. So I did martial arts, back in the day, taekwondo. And ended up that you get picked on a lot, so you have to defend myself a lot. My mom didn't like that, and then she told me I had to take a break from martial arts, but I never wanted to. But it's not my choice. Then after that, close to my junior year in high school, I felt that the need of stress relief and also being a self defense. Martial arts for self defense as well. After watching Royce Grace, and in UFC, I realized, man, I need to do this. That's what I need to do. Being a smaller guy, be able to overcome the size and strength. That's what I need to do. So it's inspired by Royce at the time. I think the majority of us at the time got inspired by him, right? And then I'm here today. Got addicted to jiu-jitsu, man. It's how it is, man. Get bit by the bug bite,
Yeah,
Jiu-jitsu bug bite.
for sure. And so tell us a little bit about your journey. I mean, you went through all of your ranks in Brazil and then moved here at a point, or?
So I'm from Draculino school. I started with this student, Eric Vanderlei. Was Draculino student. It's a smaller school. So I started with him. My journey, he was 2 blocks away from my house. So I was like, hey, I want to do jiu-jitsu. And I was really blessed. I started with him. He's a really good instructor. He's world champion every single belt. Yeah. And really well known. Not anymore, you know how jiu-jitsu is, man. If you're not competing all the time, it's going to end up being forgotten. People nowadays don't remember who Zemar Sperio is. A lot of people don't remember those guys. But he fought against Saulo 2003, Eric Vanderlei, and lost by advantage. Saulo is a phenomenal competitor.
Yeah.
So anyhow, it was controversial, kind of, and then in 2004 he came in and won. And anyhow, I trained with him in Draculino, but then mainly with Draculino later on in my career. I want to be more professional, so train more as much as I could. And I went through the rank, man. I got my black belt in 4.5 years.
Really?
Yeah, it took me not too long because I compete a lot. So I think that was why I didn't take, because I mean my white belt I stayed for like 8 months, you
So,
know.
as an American, sometimes we get the idea that billions are belt ranks for years and years at a time. That but then people forget also there's guys like yourself, Betsy Paxal, Hobson Mora, bunch of guys who went through the rank. Kyle Terra went through the ranks really fast, and it didn't just go through the ranks really fast. Like performed well, especially at the ultimate rank at black belt. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. So it's interesting. You went through it. 4.5 years is super stellar. That's really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you compete, yeah, your challenge is the world championship, and I think that any athlete, once they win, they won the world championship and that belt, that's it. Why you gonna, unless I don't know what was your goal after that. You won the world championship. I think that's basically stamped that you're the best, and you need to move forward to the next challenge, right?
What do you put yourself? What do you see in Abu Dhabi Pro in terms of IBJJF World? Where do you rank those 3 tournaments?
Oh, I mean, I think that if you look at you can win Abu Dhabi Pro, right? It's great. But if you don't win the World Championship, it does not matter. I think the World Championship is the most prestigious tournament. ADCC and World Championship and ADCC. And then World Abu Dhabi Pro for sure.
And ADCC over Nogi Worlds?
Oh, for sure. ADCC is the most prestigious.
Yeah.
By far.
Have you done much ADCC?
I did not much, because always been like in my career, and always been the lightest guy, even when I fought light feather at the time, and my prime, I was always lighter. I was like 136.
Now, sometimes people talk about how it could have been you that actually started the Berimbolo, not the Mendez and Meow. Is that something that you say you started? Was the Berimbolo?
Well, it's all about logic, right? In jiu-jitsu, everything's logic, It's like if I won my black belt in 2005, doing the Berimbolo in the finals, how they did that before I did?
Yeah,
they're, I mean, the men's brothers were yellow belts.
Yeah.
The male brothers did not even start jiu-jitsu. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I've seen you do the bolo before too, and it was a ways back. And like everything develops, but you found yourself doing it for the same reason, because guys would sit to their butt to avoid the back take?
What happened to me, I mean, I trained with one of the toughest. I think I have one of the, back in the day, especially in the toughest school. Draculino created so many world champions. Especially from when he was for our main school in Belo Horizonte. We definitely were like, I mean, you have world champions all generation. All generation Draculino created world champions. So you have this school full of world champions, and I trained with every single one. And I was tested every day, so it was really hard for me to walk the same move and be able to be successful. Like I was trying to do the De La Riva. So I started doing the front De La Riva like this. Then they started doing stepping back, do a back step on my guard to prevent from sweep them. So I started like rolling backwards and get the sweep to trap the arm and kick backwards like a back flip. And I was getting a lot of people with that. People realize if you like trap the arm, you're swept. So they start to move the arm away from me. So it's really hard for me to be able to sweep them that way. So I started to like getting stuck in that position for such a long time. Usually sometimes I spend a whole training session just stuck there. So I started, I was trying to grab the arm I could, so I grabbed the belt. So when I grabbed the belt, I started to like just rock them so I can reach for the arm. And one day I rocked them forward and exposed their back to me. So that's when I started the Berimbolo.
There you go. Yeah, for me, I'm a black belt too, and all paths lead to the back.
Yeah, back is the most important.
Yeah, when people ask me, like, because certain things come through, certain things is like, the Darce choke becomes popular. Leg locks become popular. Like,
Yeah.
But at the highest levels, I feel like all roads lead to the back, and it's a
Back is the most important, man.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about your career. Any big moments that you remember, or nervousness, anything like that? People you've had great matches with.
I mean, I think when you get the black belt, man, it's always a memorable match. Every single one of your match is gonna be memorable. And I believe my first world championship was a black belt. I got my black belt 2 weeks prior to the world championship. So I got my black belt 2 weeks prior to the world championship, and I became world champion. That for me was like the most memorable moment, because I compete against all the world champions of my weight division back to back.
Oh wow! Who are some on that run to the world championship?
I competed against the world champion 2002, 2003, 2004.
Yeah, but who were the guys that you faced on that?
I faced it was Daniel Otero. I faced Felipe Costa. I faced Gabriel Moraes, who was the current world champion at the time.
Nice, yeah. That's awesome, man. That's definitely history that you always get to.
Yeah, I think the best world champion when you are known, and nobody knows who you are, and you fight the best guys, you're gonna get always the toughest bracket. That's why I think like what I love about the world champion for me is like when you upcoming, because then you like everybody's like, man, that guy don't pay too much attention to the person, and you make sure that they're gonna remember your name.
There you go. And so how did you get connected to go to Tennessee?
Was that?
How did you get connected to go to Tennessee?
Oh man, so I was with Draculino first, in Houston. Okay. So I was helping Draculino open his school. He opened his schools in Houston. He opened his first school in Houston, Webster, Clear Lake, and I helped him out.
I live in Dallas, so I know about Draculino in Houston.
Yeah, so Draculino is my instructor, my professor, my master, and I was helping him out there. In the beginning, he was a little bit overwhelmed. He needed help, so I'm there to assist him. It was a phenomenal experience. I learned a lot. It was awesome. I learned so much about teaching, business, being professional. I learned so much, in the period of time. And then I got an invitation to come to Tennessee. They sent me an email, and they asked me if I want to come to Tennessee. And I asked Draculino, because I was Draculino, so I want to make sure that he was. I don't like everything that I do like an open book, So I told him like, hey, Draculino, I received an email. It has a good offer. And I told him what the offer was, and I told him I don't want to go unless you give me the blessing and tell me that it's okay, because I don't want to leave you hanging. Draculino actually was kind of crazy. Actually, I had to delay my arrival here because Draculino got injured before, like 2 weeks prior to my trip at my flight here. He got injured his back, so I have to cover his class there until he was fine. I was not able to. I didn't want to leave him hanging there, So after that, I was like, okay. He said, no, go, man. I mean, it's a good opportunity for you to run your program, and also it's a good salary, it's a good benefits for you there.
Yeah, for sure. When did you move out to Tennessee? And what exactly city is it? Chattanooga?
No, it's Knoxville. So I came to Knoxville. Yeah, it was a good experience, man. At first, actually, the guy that owned the school was pretty interesting. That like, he told me he had 300 students. He sent me an email. He told me I have 300 students waiting for you, right? So it's, wow, that's phenomenal. How can I say no to that, right? You have a school with 300 students. You're like, man, I'm psyched. I'm really pumped. And when I got here, man, I thought I just saw one guy in class. And
one guy.
Just one.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I was like, man, this is I think it's a test, because you always like, maybe this is a test. So if I do really well on this trial period, I'll actually go to the school that has the students, you know. So I stayed teaching. I was teaching these guys to this class. Then another guy show up, you know, and it ended up being the 3-4 guys in the group, you know. I mean, and then I realized there was no such a thing, man. It was 300 students. I don't know where he got these 300 students. Probably he's from his own, because he used to teach karate, you know. I think it was his karate class had 300 students. I'm not even sure. I never seen it. But anyhow, I taught here, and it was like, listen, and actually it was good because they had like, it was a black belts, not black belts, a brown belts. The guys who were trained with me were brown belts. So it's like, listen, as long as these guys pay me, and I teach these guys a good class and I have a good training session, so I can still compete, you know, I'm fine. So I ended up staying just because of the challenge. But Draculino wanted me to go back there, but a little bit, and then he's like, you know what, you know, if Draculino asked me to go back, I definitely would, you know.
Uh-huh. And you stayed and it grew, or what happened?
So it was very funny because he's like, I just stayed, man, until like end up that the guy was not a good, he was okay businessman. End up buying the school from him. That's what happened in the end. You know, I saved all my money. I ate a lot of bread with turkey bread. That's all I ate. I'm not joking. People, actually, my friends came to, you know, of course I helped him grow the program, right? I will help him grow the program, you know, give him some ideas and feedbacks and try to get the program going. We can, you know, of course, increase the number of students over time. But I saved my money. Actually, my friend came to visit me and he thought it was crazy because I always eating bread and tomato sauce and turkey breast.
Oh,
That's all I had.
oh,
Morning, evening, and everything, because I was trying to save my money, you know. I was like, man, I'm going to save my money so one day I can open my school. So I saved my money as much as I could.
So are you single with no kids at this time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was single. I mean, I had there was like, I was kind of weird about that because I had a goal. You know, my life, I always had a goal. But when I was, even in Brazil, I never dated anybody. Because I knew my goal is jiu-jitsu and be world champion as many times as I could, you know. So that was my goal. So I thought it was a big distraction. So I didn't date or had any serious relationship until like 2013.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, until then I didn't have any relationship. Actually, that's why I probably suck at first, you know, relationship. But then, you know, it's just like jiu-jitsu, you know, you get the groove of it. You start learning.
There you go. That's funny. And so now you're running the Gracie Bar over there. You have probably grown a lot more from then. I mean,
Yeah. No, you know, you have a solid school for sure.
Do you have affiliates out there?
Yeah, we have affiliate school. You know, they're affiliated to me. They try to be Gracie Barra, but the Gracie Barra has a really restrict. You know how it is, man. They have a restricted franchise. And I mean, some of the small schools cannot afford or cannot initially become Gracie Barra until later on, right? So after they grow in size and everything, then they can see where they want to go from there, right?
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, there's I have some friends in Tennessee. We ran one AGF tournament in Nashville. We actually were supposed to come back May, June, something like that. We had to cancel it because of the.
Oh man, yeah, this craziness, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I really liked it. I'd never been to Nashville before.
Nashville's pretty nice. Oh man, Nashville is really good. It's a really fun city, fun town.
Yeah, I was excited to go there. I'm not really big into the country scene, but I know some of the people, and then you got all the restaurants and clubs and.
Yeah, man, they have an awesome restaurants there, man. They have phenomenal variety of the restaurants, all kinds of food.
So what are you doing lately? Are you training at the house? Are you just lifting weights? What have you been doing during quarantine?
I try to keep. I mean, I keep my schedule. I wake up 5 a.m. every day. I do my workout in the morning. So I go do my workout. Then I do some other workouts and activities. Then I do a lot of jewelry. And I do my classes online as well. So I try to keep busy. I'm busy all day. I'm working all day. I like to work. I like to stay busy. You know, I like to keep the ball rolling because whenever this get lift up, you know, they lift this all this this stay home. I'm kind of skeptical about it. I'm more scientific, and according to the numbers, according to everything else, what the numbers are, I think is this unreasonable. Does I think break to our rights is, you know, go against all your rights, or as American, you have a constitutional right. I think that's not they're breaking the constitution. That goes beyond the constitution. You know, that's not right.
What is Tennessee doing? Are they loosening up?
Huh?
Is Tennessee loosening up in May?
They're loosening up like slowly. You know, they're being really cautious. Like everybody's being cautious. I think because they're afraid the numbers to increase. All right. So listen to this. I believe this is like a imagine influenza, right? Which is a flu. So a flu, you know, the mortality rate of the flu nowadays is higher than the coronavirus. This I'm not talking about just this is facts. If you do research, you know. So the numbers will increase. You know why? Because they're testing more people. If you have more tests available, more likely you're gonna have more people that would be more contaminated, right? So the numbers will increase just logically. If you have like, let's pretend you're doing 500 tests last week, now you're doing 10,000 tests this week. So your pool or people increase.
Yeah.
So more likely you're gonna have more people that be exposed. Listen, everybody be stay home, but they go to Walmart. I don't know, Walmart can get contaminated. The thing because the virus stays in any type of plastic for 3 days. So anyhow,
yeah, everybody's going to. I think it's centralizing in places like grocery stores, like you're saying Walmart. You know, like because people are still. It's one of the places. There's less places that are open, so it's going to centralize at gas station pumps,
yeah,
debit card. You know, like at 7-Eleven or whatever, it's going to centralize at the on the scanners and all the food at the grocery store, and you know, especially at grocery stores, I think is the most.
yeah, that's what they're not consistent. I don't think this stay home is consistent. So listen to this. You cannot go to a gym, work out, right? But you can go into a liquor store and buy alcohol, buy cigarettes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And all those things is the most unhealthy thing. So let me think about this. So you take everything away that makes a person healthier, right? Which is let them go out, get sunshine, get vitamin D, get less stress out, right? Don't let them work out to release the endorphins to release the stress. Okay, so you take all those away from them. Now you let them stay at home. Buy cigarettes. They're allowed. They're allowed to buy liquor, right?
Yeah.
So everything is unhealthy. I never heard a message because the most problem is for those people that have pre-existing the problems, right? Like they have lung problems, like for smoking cigarette, heart problems, diabetes, all that. So I don't think the government is even educating people. There's not even an educating aspect of like, okay, America, let's be conscious, let's get healthier. Have you heard any message like that?
No, you know, like plant some healthy food. You know, take these vitamins and live healthier and all that kind of stuff. None of that.
Nobody ever gave anybody. Have them have commercials about stay healthy.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. You know, ideas on how to stay fit inside of your house. I mean, I guess they normally don't do that. They're more concerned about the spread of the virus and just that kind of game instead of, you know, they combat it instead of we all combat it.
Exactly. Prevention of the virus. The first thing is boost your immune system, get yourself stronger. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
Why not do that?
What do you call that in you got an energy drink that's real good in Brazil? Chimarrão? There you go.
Yeah.
Yerba mate in Spanish,
yeah.
in Spanish, I believe. I always thought that was a cool Brazilian
that's
drink.
really good. You know, it's good for like all around. It's a phenomenal drink.
It's just not in America.
No, you know, it's not common to be in America. Like even like the the guaraná is also like it's a fruit in Brazil that actually has caffeine, but it's not natural. It's way better than coffee.
Yeah, dude, and like when I went to Brazil, I realized that there was pages on the menu with multiple fruits and smoothies and
Yeah.
juices, more pages than in America for sure.
Oh yeah. You know, when I came to America, I realized there was way less fruit, and actually, it's so amazing. Like I thought the one of the things like even the table, you know, the amount of vegetables that people eat here is way less.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I got to go to Porcal, like the
Oh man,
original.
phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
much food.
Fabio Costa took me there.
Man, it's so good. It's phenomenal, man. Like that's one thing I like is going to the salad bar and you get like all kinds of food and meat and it's just
Yeah, for the people
phenomenal.
listening, it's like the original Texas de Brazil, the original Fogo de Chão,
Yeah,
Porcal, Brazilian steak, picanha, forgot to say that.
chicken heart.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. It's so good. And then they come with it on swords, and you
Yeah,
cut it off, and it's just it's an amazing experience. And we got to go do that, and I did that one in Brasilia too. And I heard that was the original pork out, the one in Brasilia.
yeah. There's one in Rio. There's one in Brasilia. Now they have it everywhere, but like, and I remember like was really to me like they stick with my memories is like we go compete in the world championship and celebrate a porcão.
Yeah,
That was phenomenal. That was like good times, you know.
yeah, for sure. I really liked it. So you're up in Tennessee. Do you go back to Brazil much?
Yeah, I do go. I try to go more often, but like when you run a business, it's kind of complicated, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you get so tied up. I mean, I went there not long ago, this year actually. Uh, but the last time I went there was 2000. Beside this year, it was 2015, I think. I should go more often, you know. Like it's just that. I mean, you know how it is, man. Like you have to get somebody to trust to run your school for you while you're gone, you know.
Yeah.
And now I have a new business venture now, so that takes a lot of my time as well.
What's that new business venture?
I'm doing a lot of jewelry.
Jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you do with the jewelry?
Oh man, I do everything. I do rings. I do necklaces. Matter of fact, actually, I built this necklace here for my students because they've been supportive of this on this. If you can see here, I made this necklace from
Oh,
scratch.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, this for to as a gift to all my students that be supportive during this tough time. So I'm going to give it to them. So if you look, I have like over 40, 50 of those here.
Oh, wow.
That already made. That's kept myself busy in another project that I
How'd
have.
you get into that? How'd you get into jewelry?
I mean I like to be really I love jiu-jitsu. I do jiu-jitsu full time. You know, always done it. But I think I try to maximize my time. You know, I don't take naps. I don't lay in bed. I'm trying to be active as much as I can. So when I'm not doing jiu-jitsu, I'm you know. But beside, I went to school, to college in Brazil, and I got my undergrad in industrial design, and I specialize in jewelry.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Yeah,
you've liked it for a while.
was that?
You've liked it for a while.
Yeah, I did like 2 year in a year of jewelry. Actually had a little small like just the start off in Brazil of jewelry, and then I wanted to continue here, but it was like I mean I was doing too much, like trying to learn about business. I went to a little bit more. It was really good because I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about. I still a lot to learn, you know. But I tried to learn a lot about business. I want to learn the language, have a rich vocabulary in English, because you know when you're in a different country, it doesn't matter if you're from somewhere else. If you have a poor vocabulary, people will think you're dumb.
Yeah. That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few different hobbies that I like to do, but everything for me has surrounded jiu-jitsu pretty much. I ended up doing tournaments. We've done the tournaments we were originally an iPhone application company.
Nice.
And we were like one of the original online trainings. A lot of people don't realize, like, before all this explosion of online training and apps, all that kind of stuff. And I did the DVDs originally with Budo videos. When Budo videos.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And actually, mine was what is it? After Draculino, it was Draculino, me, Gokor, and then Hamlo. That was the order of the DVDs from Budo videos.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
I do with them. If you had done the same DVDs with the BJJ Fanatics, it would be rich, huh?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I was a brown belt at the time. I did not have a name or competition like Draculino, Hamlo, any of those guys, but I learned the darts really well and the head and arm chokes, and
Yeah.
it was at that time there was no apps and stuff. It was just DVDs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and so I did Fade to Black. I don't know if you ever heard of Fade to Black, but it really popularized it back then, and people, we're watching DVDs a lot more. Now we don't watch DVDs.
No, everybody watch DVDs, man. I have a couple of DVDs here from tournaments and stuff, and you have all kinds of tournaments and instructionals. I mean, Budo videos used to be huge, man.
Yeah.
They're the powerhouse back then,
For sure. I mean, they were even they originally did IBJJF TV and the multi-mat technology.
I don't know, man. They lost their rights there. That I think messed them up, right?
Well, I think, not to put their business out there, but I think they kind of got screwed over and Flow Grappling took over.
Oh, really? What happened?
IBJJF just went over to Flow Grappling overnight without really notifying Budo videos.
Oh, really?
From what I know, I don't know the exact 100% story, but I do know Budo Jake McKee, and he's done 2 sets of my DVDs, and
he's a phenomenal guy. Yeah, I know Budo Jake for a long time. Actually, do a little bit of business with him. He's an outstanding guy. Yeah,
and so, but I mean that's kind of the name of the game back then. I think the Budo videos was doing well,
they have so many programs there. Like they have some really good shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rolled Up used to be one of my favorite shows too.
No, they have Rolled Up. They have they have a bunch, man. They're really good. And Budo Jake is really good, man. I think I like Budo Flow Grappling, but I think Budo Jake was more funny. And it was pretty cool watching him roll with those guys,
Yeah.
He was like, hey man, he was a warrior, man. He would roll with all the toughest guys,
Yeah, no, I mean, they're trying to do a little bit of the same thing on Flow Grappling. Some of those guys are training and that kind of stuff, which is cool, but it's just the evolution of the game. I mean, I think at that time, Budo videos was just kind of doing what everyone was doing, and that was just winging it. They was like, they were at the spearhead of it, and they were able to videotape, and then eventually they were able to make these, and then eventually they did live, and then they did multi-mat technology. Yeah. But Flow Sports was already a thing with Flow Wrestling, and they already kind of were a couple steps ahead in other sports, and so it was they probably did some kind of a deal or something like that. I don't know exactly what. Yeah. But Budo videos is still going good. I mean, I actually did a second part DVD like in not last October, but the October before. It's just not the same though. I think the Budo or BJJ Fanatics have taken over the online
market, right?
Yeah. Just because it turned into from like DVDs to more like sign on, log in, encrypted data kind of like streaming apps. You know what I mean? Good. Online, yeah. So, and it's an interesting approach they did with Bernardo Faria. They got an ex-world champion that everybody likes and is super nice, and he explains the technique at the end. He's got his format. You know what I'm saying, of how he
Yeah, he's really, really smart guy, man. Remember that I was talking to him because I was doing the BJJ bracelets. I don't know if you're aware of it. I actually do with Budo videos as well. As somebody there. And he had like this BJJ deal. And remember that? I don't know if you remember that.
Uh huh.
That's actually his. Was his.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because I knew it was his. And I sent him a message like, listen, Bernardo, I want to have this bracelets here, man. Can you put it in the store? And he's like, bro, I'm not gonna do this store anymore. I was like, what do you mean? So, bro, I'm gonna just invest all my money in doing DVDs and stuff. I'm gonna
Yeah.
change my. I mean, this was like 2 years ago. So, and he was
Yeah.
like, man, I'm changing. I'm
Yeah.
changing my business to doing DVDs and such. I was like, really? He's like, yeah.
That's good for him though. It's good. I think
Yeah,
it
he's
helps
doing
you.
a phenomenal job. Hey, Gordon Rice is a millionaire, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's it's changed the game. I mean, the amount of money they're charging $250 for some of these DVDs, and but it's systematical. It's what happens now. The world is systematical about jujitsu. The breakdowns on the internet are far different than just learning jujitsu from your instructor. You
Yeah,
know,
I
like the break.
mean, dude, like they like Gordon Ryan. He made so. He's a smart guy. He did breakdown the ADCC. He did all those series.
Yeah, yeah. He went a little bit above and beyond. It just, I think they also figure out, hey, let's just put out content. Let's try and put out content. Let's put out some content that maybe hasn't been done before with the breakdowns, verbal
Yeah,
breakdowns. Let's put out the systems that everybody wants to know how I'm winning, and then you know, uh,
yeah. The things like they move so fast too because they're a small company. So as soon as somebody wins something with X move, they just go right away and get a hold of the guy and then start doing DVDs with them, and you just get the hype,
yeah,
of the internet and capitalize on it.
for sure. So, are you guys looking at opening up in May?
That's the goal. I mean, there's a lot of restrictions in May, right? So you want to be really smart, follow the guidelines because you want to make sure you do the right thing. You never know,
Yeah.
It's gonna be really weird times, I believe, for the gyms. You have a do you have also a gym?
I mean, I've got an association, so I've got the affiliates in different countries and throughout the states, United States, and so my European guys are in Belgium, and they've got it the worst in Europe right now. In Belgium, they're at the top of the case files, in terms of the numbers. I've got guys in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, and they've got like 6 months in jail or $50,000 fine if you're caught outside at certain times. You
That's
know,
insane. Yeah.
yeah, that's like full-blown law enforcement. And then in the States, everyone seems to be kind of like going towards May 1st, and
I
that's
think
being the
so.
first day because they're trying to generally follow the federal guidelines.
Guidelines, huh?
Yeah, and so then but then they mentioned the gyms when it comes to some of the things
Yeah.
that are reopening, but I think the jiu-jitsu instructors look at themselves as a fitness gym, and they're not. You know what I mean? So like you have some people on the side of the fence where they're like,
It's
no,
kind
we
of
can't.
gray area.
Yeah, you can't open
It's kind of
yet.
gray area. I mean, I'm gonna be really smart about this, and I'm studying a lot that and see and talk to lawyers and law enforcement and see what I'm gonna do. But I have some general idea I'm gonna do. I probably because my facility is a little bit bigger, so I'm able to accommodate people and you just do the smart thing, man. Just try to do the smart thing, honestly. Be
Gracie
smart.
Bar- Gracie Barra, the Red Shield, I believe you guys call it, right? Uh, is a massive organized team. If not
Yeah,
the
I believe the Gracie Bar itself, the franchise, they want to they won't be open until the phase 3.
okay.
But phase 3, that's when they're allowing you to go back, honestly, and it'll be more open and be more loose around the restrictions, okay?
Yeah.
But the reality is, some of the states, you're looking at 3 months from now. What are you gonna do in 3 months from now?
Yeah, for sure. Some
I
people got
mean,
it.
you've been closed about 2 months. Some of the schools has been closed, but about around 2 months.
Well, for us, I run tournaments full time now. I have my affiliation, but me and my partner Chris own the American Grappling Federation. You know, so we run ones in Europe. We run them throughout the United States. We run multiple tournaments on the same day. We were supposed to be in Brazil this summer. Bruno Mendes from Soul Fighters is my associate for Brazil. Taquino's brother, you know what I'm talking about, from Soul Fighters, Bruno Mendes, Tank. And, that stuff puts it on hold. Like we have a lot of plans going forward, and we had to cancel 6 tournaments. I mean, we lost tens of thousands of dollars over this for sure. We had Raleigh, North Carolina, 580. We had 400.
We heard a lot of people, man. It's so crazy, right? I mean, I was going to do a convention in because I do like for my utility as well. I go to conventions and I can't. I mean, so much going on. It's just crazy. I don't know what. I mean, honestly, if you look at the numbers, and I look a lot at physicians. I'm not talking about my critical view of this. Okay, I'm talking about physicians. I'm talking about specialists, biologists, immunologists, people working in immunologists. They're professionals. That's what they do. They study this for 20 years, and they're telling us there's like, you stay close like this, the collateral effects are way worse than actually the illness itself. People are getting like way more. You can have way more suicide. The suicide rate increased. Okay, you have people who have more consume alcohol, abuse at home, domestic violence increase. So you have all those collateral effects beside people losing their jobs, closing down their business, shut down this business for good. So you have all those collateral effects from this. Yeah. Is it worth it?
Yeah, for sure.
0.01% is the mortality rate.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, I talk with this subject because I have a podcast almost every day. I talk to this subject with several people. Everyone tries to dance around it a little bit because, we all have our personal opinions we have to put aside because we're business owners, But my personal opinion, I would love to get back to work. I would love to do that. And if bodies were dropping left and right, I'd be like, we need to stay inside.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree.
If some people say, well, the quarantine is why the numbers have gone down. Well, either way, I think it's time for people to go to work. There's some people out there, man, like in Texas, there's 1 million people that are in the service industry alone. So there's bartenders, barbers, taxi cab driver, kind of like all that kind of stuff. Those people are just out. They live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have an extra month's rent.
Yeah.
They don't even have ways to get groceries. Some of them, like it's bad for some people. Some people live by themselves and they're completely isolated and lonely, and like,
that's terrible.
Yeah, it's going to turn into a major thing if it were to go too much longer, I think. America couldn't do this.
In California, people, my friend, they say that he lives in, I think, Hollywood or something. They say that they're bringing people's house and robbing people. It's crazy out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm from Los Angeles. I got Hollywood tattooed on my neck.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I'm from Los Angeles, and I was been through some earthquakes and stuff like that before, and there was the Los Angeles riots, and I've seen Los Angeles get buck wild a few times, dude, and
it's
not pretty. In Texas, everybody's got a gun, so
that's one thing that I was reading about. Now they're even more restrict about the guns, and him was there in LA. So you tell me this. I'm from Brazil, okay? So you're gonna restrict for the law-abiding citizen, right? Their guns, their rights, the constitutional rights, right? Now you're gonna do you think the bad guy's not gonna have a gun, right? Doesn't matter. They'll let a felon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's insane.
I lived in California and I've lived in Texas. I was in the Army as well too, and I lived in Colorado. Colorado and Texas are very loose gun states, and I've lived in California, and it seems like only the bad guys had guns in California when I grew up.
Yeah, just like Brazil.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy mentality. I get in this conversation a lot with my European friends because they are the opposite mentality. And I get it. They like, you know, for us, in truth, I explain and understand the gun issue and debate in America, and I sum it up to the fact that it's our history. Like, we came over here, the original pilgrims, we left England. We're like, screw you, you're trying to take our guns, you're trying to tax us, you're trying to force us to do certain religion. We don't want to do that. We want freedom of our guns and taxation in our religion. And every person that it comes over here, like I had a guy in Sweden tell me one time, he said, the reason America's so good is because you have all the badasses from every country. He's like, you think about all of the people that said, screw this way of life, I'm moving to America. That's all of the immigrants are people who gave up their lifestyle from somewhere else, some other country around the world, and came to America. You know, so you have you have a lot of good people that came to America from different places. And it's that mentality. But the old history of going from East Coast to West Coast and having a gun on the trail and the wagon and all that kind of stuff, from wildlife to animals to each other to the Civil War to Indians we were fighting with, like we had a lot of history with guns in our culture. And so once they were that embedded in the culture, you're not going to take them away from you.
No, there's no way. I mean, it's part of us, man. I mean, I came to the United States. The first thing that I loved is like, man, I cannot believe it. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
Guns. Yeah. You can defend ourselves. You cannot, like in Brazil, get robbed. You're just watching people robbing you. You know what I mean? You just watch them and pray for them to not like harm you or harm your family.
Yeah, and in Texas, if there's someone robbing a liquor store, there's probably two guys pulling a gun on them saying you're getting arrested, and the cops are coming.
Yeah.
You know,
there's not gonna be a good day in Texas.
Yeah, so I tell people it's the same thing. It's just a time in the human being's existence. One day we invented swords, and if you had a sword and I didn't, I was screwed.
Yeah.
You know, and numbers. You know, and so then when guns were invented, you should have a gun because someone else does. And and your numbers are your rounds.
I mean, as long as you have to defend yourself, defend your family. You know, it goes beyond that. You know, it's like self-defense. You know, it's like the same thing. You learn jiu-jitsu and self-defense not because you're going to go fight in the street, because you have the confidence in yourself. You have enough knowledge and skill. If you ever need somebody come attack you, you know you can defend yourself.
Yeah.
And I believe the same way about guns. You know, you're not going to go crazy, but you have the knowledge, you have the understanding, you know your gun. And if you need to defend yourself, defend your family at any moment, you're going to use it. That's plain simple.
Samuel, I think it's appropriate, and when you and I hang out, we need to go shoot some guns.
Oh man, that'll be awesome.
That's cool.
That'd be great.
All right, amigo. Well, I'm about to get some dinner ready for the kiddos. And now, is there any like last shout outs you want to say, like or Instagrams or websites, anything like that you'd like to say before we get off?
Like thank you for the opportunity, to talk to you and so we can chat a little bit. It was awesome. It's nice to meet you, man. We hope you can train together one day and shoot some guns for sure. Awesome. And I would just like to thank all my students, thank everybody, stay strong, guys. This is the best country in the world. I've been around the world twice, I've been to several places. And I came to America because I know this is the best country in the whole world. I know that's why you're here. God bless America. God bless you guys. Stay strong. You're going to go through this easy. Let's go.
Valeu.
Valeu.